Let's go. Many men wish death upon me. All this shit, right? Trump is the new 50. Is that what we're doing now? Oh my God, what the hell is going on right now? 2024. Shit is getting weird, man. Shit is getting real spooky. So look, listen. I think this Trump getting shot thing is probably the weirdest and maybe in a way most disturbing thing to happen all year. For a bunch of reasons. I can't say that I'm a Trump fan, but I obviously don't wish him to be shot. I don't think that anyone getting shot is a way to solve political differences. In fact, it's a very dangerous way and can descend, obviously, a country into chaos. So I don't want that shit on any level, even for a candidate I may or may not like. So that's number one. But you know what I find really fucking interesting to me personally is how do we know that Trump even got shot? Like, why are we just assuming that the media has just dubbed it as an assassination attempt off rip, and they're now sort of course, following it from there and talking about, you know, the little parts of it, who's the shooter, why was the assassination attempt even allowed to happen? And I'm like, how do we know it was even an assassination attempt? Like, am I the only one that's asking this very obvious question? How do we know that Trump even got shot? Okay? And it's wild to me. I don't see a single mainstream outlet, at least that I know, that's even broaching the question or covering people who are broaching that question. If you know, please put me onto them because I would love to see it. I mean, look, listen, you know what it is. I already got the shirt on, okay? So when I put this on and you see this, you should already know what time it is, okay? Listen, let me grab my tinfoil hat, okay? Because it's conspiracy time for me, okay? Let's get into this, right? Shit's fucking weird to me, man. Real talk, like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Listen, I put in my Illuminati application, so maybe this is like part of it or something like that. Trump already got his, okay, probably. So this is the man or them, they live ass niggas who are letting us know that they run shit, right? Okay, alright, enough of that bullshit. Okay, so is this a ploy for our man 4-5 to take over? Probably. So to me, listen, there's a couple of things I think are weird. How does Trump have the presence of mind? You're getting shot at, right? You don't know where it's coming from. You're the president. You have the frame of mind in the midst of getting shot to raise a fist like, yo, like, you can't get me? What are you, Tupac? Like, what's going on? Have you been secretly wishing that a assassination attempt might happen, and in the event that it happens, you're going to raise your fist in defiance because you know that it's going to work with 75% of the audience? Like, I mean, there's so many questions here. So I think that shit is fucking weird. When, if you look at the video of Trump when he's giving his speech or at the rally, you'll notice that at one point he like nicks his ear has been nicked apparently, right? And then he drops down, right? So he's like, and then he drops down. And I feel like now, from the angle that I saw, you can't see for sure, but I feel like when he does this and he like you see his hand, there's no blood in it. So I'm going, what? And then he drops down. Secret Service swarms him. And then when he comes back up, he's got this like running thing on his ear. Secret Service someone couldn't have planted that shit. I mean, this is Trump. We're talking about a guy that literally was involved in the January 6th riots. You mean to tell me Trump, the great chaos creator, or just he happens to be surrounded by this kind of stuff, that he wouldn't plot an assassination attempt of sorts? It's beyond him, really. So this is where I go, like, there's so many questions here that need to be asked. I do think that it's a dangerous precedent, obviously, because typically when someone like a presidential candidate, there's an assassination attempt and it fails, and the presidential candidate is able to continue, they typically win the election. I mean, it's almost a guaranteed shot. You look at Bolsonaro in Brazil, I believe he was stabbed, survived, and was defiant, and he got elected. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, sheep understand, and I want to be general here. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a lot of people are sheep. And this is why terrorism works, for example, because sheep love, or I should say, they respect a demonstration of power. This is why it's always dangerous when people just demonstrate power and harm innocents and all that stuff. Because there is a segment of the population that goes, oh, okay, y'all are the new ones. Y'all are the new people in power, and I got to follow you. And that's all it is. So my issue is that if you see something like this and the person is defiant and shows themselves as powerful, like a Trump in this case, over something that he may or may not have staged, that's a dangerous precedent. You know what I mean? It creates an environment where people are going to be sheep. They're not going to question anything, and they're just going to go with it. So I'm obviously a little bit shook about this, and I would love to see if there's a little bit more like independent investigation about what actually happened there. Look, Trump has a media background, okay? So it's not really hard for me to see that, hey, I mean, he's not exactly a dumb guy. He has a real team. The bullshit. All right, this is not his first foray into being president or into being media and creating media circuses, right? You could argue that when he was first elected president, even before that, in the run-up to his election, he was one step ahead of the media because he knew that the media was full of people who are clickbait heavy and want clout and views at all costs, will not provide context, and context is always crucial when dealing with complex matters. So, Trump knows how things can be covered. I mean, he has friends in the media. So this is why I'm going to like, I would love to see a little bit more independent investigation on this. But that's it for me. Let me know what you think. Do you think this was real? It's very possible that it was a real attempt at an assassination. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's impossible. It's very possible that, he just got super lucky, and that's good that he wasn't harmed much more than a little nick on the ear. So, but again, it's Trump. I have a lot of questions, and that big question to me has not even been addressed. Okay? Peace.